Hello and welcome, Homecoming 2019. I'm Bruce Overman along with Matt Seedorf, and tonight it's the St. Louis Park Orioles at 1-2 taking on the Spring Lake Park Panthers at 1-2. Two 1-2 teams and two SLP teams, Matt.
Should be very well matched. Both of them won their week 2 games, lost last week. Coming back here, you're going to see a more balanced offense from the Orioles, and you're going to see a very run-based offense from the Spring Lake Park.
Yeah, Spring Lake Park losing their last game at Coon Rapids 23-14 for the St. Louis Park Orioles. They beat they lost to Robbinsdale Cooper 49-25. So warm night tonight for football. One of the warmer nights we've
Warm
been
summer
announcing
night.
football. Right. And
we got homecoming.
So hopefully we don't see a lot of cramping tonight. That's one thing to look for.
I'll make sure you get plenty of fluid, Bruce. Here, have a Coke.
I think I'm good. Thank you, sir. And St. Louis Park looks to be kicking off to start the game. That'll be Thomas Moot will kick off. And for the Spring Lake Park Panthers, they will line up on the field, and their kick returners will be number 20, Brian Orellana, and number 10, Nick Wetzel. St. Louis Park in the black uniforms.
Spring Lake Park is going to run when they get the ball. Their quarterback only has 20 passing attempts in 3 games, Zach Dunbar. Running game led by Henry Dennis.
Yeah, Dennis with 182 yards on the season, 7.6 per carry. He's got 1 touchdown, so he's a player we'll watch for as St. Louis Park puts the football down. And
they do have 1 big play wideout, 84, Caleb Skelly. He's only played 2 games, but he's got 3 touchdowns and average catch of 25 yards.
And the low kick by Moot.
Squibber gets by
Orellana. Orellana picks it up and heads towards the sideline where he's going to be taken down around the 20-yard line. So we're going to take a look at the starting lineups.
Here's the offensive line for Spring Lake Park.
Lamb and Ward, Curtis, Amundsen, and Horn. The backfield with Dennis Orellana, wide
and again,
receivers,
Caleb
Wetzel,
Skelly.
Right, Skelly's a player to watch. He averages 25 yards per catch, Matt.
And he's only played the 2 games. He'll line up down on your lower screen. When they decide to pass, he's the guy they're going to. 2 tight ends.
Yeah, let's see what Dunbar does here. Handoff, that's number 20, Orellana.
Off tackle left, oldest play in the book.
Yeah, and Orellana on the season, 31 carries, 113 yards, 3.6 per rush. He's got 1 touchdown on the season. Nice 5-yard gain to start the game for Spring Lake Park. So Orellana and Wetzel in the backfield.
They're going to run that same play, and they're very close to a first down.
Yeah, there's Orellana again, and Orellana right at just a little bit short of maybe the 20-yard line.
Defense for St. Louis Park, the big dogs down in the defensive line, Bendixson, Boxley, Harmon, Barrow, and Johnson. Linebackers, Townsend, Tony Stadler, and Alex Hager.
Matt, we should mention a young defense for St. Louis Park, Bendixson and Barrow, 9th graders.
Wow. You're going to see here, if Spring Lake Park can get 5 yards of crack on that off tackle right, they're going to do that all day.
Sorry, what?
Very quick handoff.
Yeah, that's Wetzel.
Number 4, John carry for the Panthers.
Actually, Henry Dennis.
He's their leading, he's had the most carries. He's their leading rusher, 182 yards, an average of 7.4 on the season. So he's their big play guy on the running game.
I'm at the football game right now.
He lines up left.
Yeah, and I think Spring Lake Park, as long as they continue to run the ball the way they are, they'll probably just keep pushing it forward.
They're not going to pass unless you make them pass.
Yeah, Orellana taken down on a nice defensive play by the Orioles.
Number 20, Orlando, carries for the Panthers.
I'm inside the stadium.
Brought down by number 38, Bendix for the Orioles.
So now we got third and about 4.
Short gain on the play.
I'm guessing they're going to run it.
It's a nice tackle by Henry Bendixson.
They are a grinded out offense. They are putting 2 wideouts in this time. Tight ends on the right-hand side.
Quarterback keeper.
Fakes the pitch.
And it's a first
cuts
down.
it right in there.
Number 7, Dunbar, carries for the Panthers.
So 2 first downs by Spring Lake Park. They got to like that.
Number 8, Panther first down.
Yeah, so far a nice drive going for Spring Lake Park. They're going to line up 2 wideouts here to the near side. Skelly and Wetzel. And the pitch.
Trying to get around the end.
That's Orellana. So again, they're just able to churn out 4 yards per pop here.
Number 20, Orlando, carries for the Panthers. Shut out of bounds by number 6, Alex.
Offensive line for Spring Lake Park doing a good job putting a hat on somebody.
Gain of 4 on the play brings up 2nd and 6.
So the ball at the 50-yard line, call it. Zach Dunbar likes to run quite a bit himself, and we'll see if keep the running game going as they got Skelly on the far side of the field.
They like to have Dunbar under center. A lot of times we see these running teams nowadays, they're going from the shotgun.
Quick handoff up the middle, first down.
They are plowing some holes.
Number 20 on the carry.
Yeah, Orellana that time just got a quick burst of speed right through the line. We take a look at this one more time. Watch as he finds an opening on the right side. And you can see he took that over right tackle.
That's Max Horn on the right tackle. They're kind of sealing him and creating a little lane.
Well, this is the kind of game too, Matt, you got to, as a defensive team, you don't want to be on the field that long too in this heat. You want to be able to get a 3 and out and get your team off the field. But right now, Spring Lake Park doing a good job keeping the ball moving downfield.
It's 3 yards in a cloud of dust.
Quarterback just keeps it right up the middle. Gets down to the 37-yard line.
You got to think that was probably quarterback kind of option there where he saw something. They weren't lining up on the center and he just took it out.
Yeah, a lot of teams run the read option and they run it out of a shotgun formation. This is more of a pro set type of an offense.
How do you miss? He's like, are you in an apartment? No, I'm not in an apartment. It's a football field. How do you miss a football stadium?
Well, there's a pitch. This is Henry. He's got a lot of room as he gets down to the corner and into the end zone. Touchdown.
That was a great fake to 20, Brian Orellana.
Henry Dennis with the touchdown.
I was watching 20 go up the gut, and then Dennis was scooting around the side right there. Great job by Dunbar, making great decisions. And then Dennis scoots by everybody.
Extra point is up and good. Raul Solario.
Number 49's extra point is good.
7-0 lead for Spring Lake Park. Not the way the Orioles wanted to see the start of homecoming.
Yeah, that drive took 4 minutes and 29 seconds.
It was run, run, and when in doubt, run.
We'll see. Hopefully the Orioles can make some adjustments on defense to stop the run game. They may have to start bringing 8 guys up in the box.
Yeah, they were playing all the linebackers about 5 yards back and even had the safeties behind them. You can't believe they were worried about the pass there. They just weren't able to fill the gaps and in that case, get around the edge and get to Dennis before he could get around him.
The theme in Davenport.
Solorio is the kicker. He'll be kicking off.
There's a nice kick. Taken by the Orioles out at the 29-yard line.
Very patient run there.
Alexander Hager.
Here's your starting lineup for the Orioles. Offensive line.
First down, Orioles.
And then the running backs and wideouts. Tobias Davenport, your homecoming king. He'll line up at running back. He'll line up at wide receiver. He'll do a little bit of everything.
Yeah, in St. Louis Park with Ellingson at quarterback, he's completed 37 of 72 passes this season, 446 yards, 2 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Nathim, the ball carrier.
Single back set up there. Here's the defense of Spring Lake Park. Brosh, Robinson, Paco, Ogil.
That's Sajid Nathim has carried the ball 45 times, 198 yards.
Skelly Fritz and your leading tackler, Cooper, and Nick Wetzel. And Joey Sorensen, another one of their big tacklers, Sills and Tuomi.
Four wideouts. Ellingson, quick pass. It's
Wide
complete.
receiver screen.
And Orioles very close to a first down.
Ellington's pass is complete to number 14, Ross.
Dantes Ross, the sophomore, getting the catch on the play.
Robinson for the Panthers.
3rd and short, they got plenty of options here.
3 on the play brings up 3rd
The last tackle made by Darius Robinson, so 3rd down, 1 yard to go. Ewald and Ross to the near side. See if Ellingson keeps it himself. And he does.
Good call,
Ellingson with a
Bruce.
nice run across the midfield mark down to the 48-yard line and a first down for the Orioles.
Now that's how you run the read option.
25, Sorensen for the Panthers. That's an Orioles first down!
Right here, he had a couple both his left side of the line pulled to the center, created that hole for him.
You see Ewald blocking downfield for the Orioles. So big first down for St. Louis Park. They keep the drive alive, trying to answer on the quick touchdown by the Spring Lake Park Panthers.
Maybe we've got a shootout on our hands. Who'd have thunk it?
Ellingson, he hands off. Nathim tries to cut back a little bit and gets about a yard or 2.
Number 7, Nathim on the carry for the Orioles, brought down by number 15, Brash on the play for the Panthers. Short gain on the play. brings
Tackle
up
by Eric
6th down.
Ratch. Ewald and Ross to the near side.
Now you can
We've
see
got Dvorak over on the far side.
the Orioles going with the shotgun, even in perhaps a running down.
There's a fake. There's a quick throw. It's complete. Davenport and the homecoming king fights for the first down.
Moving the pile.
Davenport. Brought down by number 1, Cooper, and number 84, Skelly for the Panthers.
Just a nice quick pass across the middle and Davenport open.
Just a
Got
nice
some-
little in route.
Right, he
and-
got some nice yards after the catch, Matt.
And the play action pass really helped stop the defensive line, gave him a little extra time to throw.
again. Quick throw downfield,
Launching
and it's
it.
intercepted. Right in the hands of the defender, number 17, Jesse Sills. Not a good pass there. I'm not sure if a player didn't run the right route or if it's just Ellingson making a poor decision on that one.
He had made up his mind to chuck it. And I think that's an overthrow.
Yeah, it was intended for Ewald that time, and that one just got away. Too bad, because Orioles really had a nice drive going.
So Spring Lake Park gets the ball deep in their own territory.
This is where the Orioles need to really improve defensively now, so that they can stop the run. Dennis and Orlana in the backfield.
This time they're putting the outside linebackers on the edge.
Give, looks like Orlana.
Good stuff there.
Again, Orioles did a good job defensively, but you can still see that Spring Lake Park was able to get 4 to 5 yards on that carry.
They're falling forward, even when they're kind of getting stuck at the line, they're falling forward.
Orlana seems to be getting a few more carries here in the early going.
We talked about he's the grinder. Dennis is kind of your big play threat, as we saw in that other one, and now
It's the keeper.
QB keeper.
Dunbar will run the ball quite a bit, and Dunbar gets the first down.
He's made some great decisions here in the first quarter.
Good crowd here from St. Louis Park.
Students are on their feet.
Yep, and you can see across the field too, there's a good student section for the Panthers.
It's right next to two.
This is Henry.
Again, 5 yards right up the middle. They'll do that all day.
Yep, so Henry Dennis with 5-yard carry.
We don't have heights and weights on that Spring Lake Park offensive line, but they've done a great job so far.
Well, I kind of ignored it.
Quarterback Dunbar, and he is going to be taken down at the 30-yard line. Good defense by the Orioles. Ellingson and also number 10, Tony Stadler.
Yeah, it was the quarterback coming in there and making that tackle. Great job.
See Stadler finishing on the play.
Thought for a
Also
minute
Ewald.
Dunbar had a lane there, and Ellingson just hung on to him until he got help.
3rd down 4. We've seen all running plays so far for the Panthers.
Wait, isn't that
Keeper.
And he fell forward, and I think he got it. Hard running.
Yeah, Spring Lake Park right now still has yet to throw a pass, but again, when you have a running game going as well as it is, you may not need to pass the ball unless you're Kirk Cousins at the end of the game.
Exactly. You take, it's homecoming, you're gonna go to the dance with the girl that brung you, or something like that.
Wetzel, the wide receiver, to the far side of the field. Give Orlana.
6 yards.
Yeah. You know, it makes it so much easier, Matt, when you get that first down play that's 5 or 6 yards at a time.
And you see that offensive line of Spring Lake Park. They're 5-6 yards downfield, still laying into those blocks.
So the Panthers at the end of the quarter here have a chance to run one more play. Down under 10 seconds. Dunbar letting the clock run down, 2 seconds. Now he runs a play and
he's keeping it.
There's a flip at the last second. And Dennis.
Again, great decision making by Dunbar. We're going to close out that first quarter, but that was a 20-some yard run. They're pounding it inside, and just when you want to bite on the inside, they push it out to the side for the option.
7-0 our score after 1 quarter of play. We'll be back with more football here on ParkTV 460.
Drownings are the #1 cause of accidental death for young children. Simple safety steps are the best way to prevent these tragedies. Make sure kids learn how to swim. Designate an adult water watcher to watch kids in and around water. Save the phone calls and texts for when the kids are out of the water. Properly fence all pools with fences at least 4 feet high and with self-closing, self-latching gates. When above-ground pools aren't in use, remove the ladders. When pools aren't in use, cover them. Teach kids to stay away from drains. And if a child is missing, check the pool or spa first. Consider the steps you take, then add a few more, because you never know which pool safety step will save a life. Until it does. Simple steps save lives. To learn some new ones, visit poolsafely.gov.
Bruce over along with Matt Seedorf. We are getting ready to start the second quarter, 7-0.
It's been all run, Spring Lake Park, excuse me. Great decision making by their quarterback, Dunbar. They've been pounding it inside and then once in a while popping a big option. And they're going behind the right side of the line. That's Amundsen and Horn.
Henry Dennis with the lone score, 40-yard run, first quarter.
This drive, remember, started inside their 10.
Yeah, on a turnover, as St. Louis Park quarterback threw his 5th interception of the year, Ellingson.
And we got a first penalty of the game.
Yep.
That first quarter went fast, Bruce. When you run, 6 yards a pop.
Keep that clock moving.
Yeah. The dance will start early tonight.
Covered Vanille St. Margaret's last week against De La Salle, and that was a much longer game with a lot of scoring and a lot of passing in that.
Had to keep stopping and kicking extra points and kicking off.
So encroachment on the St. Louis Park Orioles is going to make it 1st and 5 now for the Panthers.
They wanted to make sure the clock was still at 12 minutes, start of the second quarter.
We got a veteran timekeeper up here. We're good. Henry Dennis breaks through.
Dunbar.
Oh, that is Dunbar.
Wow. Again, great decision making. Kept it himself, found the seam, and he turned on the jets. He had some wheels. That was 37 yards. He faked the handoff, looked like he might go outside for the option, and then found that seam and cut it back hard, and no one was catching him.
Man, he had me faked out on that one. I was sitting there thinking that was Henry, and you got that right with Dunbar.
The best play-by-play guy in the business gets faked out. You know you're doing a great job.
Yeah, the eyes get can't see as far anymore.
And
41 years. If I go back 20 years, I think I got that one. But anymore.
You still got a few miles left, Bruce. So it's 14-zip, and they have yet to throw a forward pass. And he broke one tackle, turned on the Jets. And stumbled in.
Well, this is a Spring Lake Park team that has had some returning players, and they really thought they'd have a better start to their season, and they started off 1-2. But a team that we're seeing right now that's winning the game in the trenches on offense. St. Louis Park was able to move the football offensively against Spring Lake Park. So hopefully if St. Louis Park can avoid turnovers, they'll have an opportunity to get back in this football game.
They're not out of it yet. They got a balanced offense. Spring Lake Park has given up some points in their previous games, so anything can happen.
I mean, that's true.
Solario kicking off again. Spring Lake Park fans up on their knees. Like you said, student section getting rowdy.
Yeah, they have a good section over there. Nathim lets this one go out of bounds. Penalty flag.
It's a good field position for the Orioles.
They bring it out to the 35 if I'm correct.
So if you're just joining us, it's 14-0. We've got 11 minutes, one play really into the second quarter. And Spring Lake Park on a couple 37-yard touchdowns, one by Henry Dennis, one by their quarterback Dunbar. They're up 14-zip.
Oh, he never did. He was taking the ball.
So Ellingson leads the Orioles back out here.
It's homecoming and they're losing.
Nathim in the backfield.
The referees do not want the team that close to the sideline.
Pushing him back a little bit.
Really persnickety officiating staff this week.
And off Nathim. And he has a good head of steam as he gets across the 40 down to about the 42.
He drug a couple guys. Got hit about a yard past the line of scrimmage and just kept churning for about 6 more.
Yeah, Nick Wetzel was the first player in on the play, but Nathim with that effort, 6-yard gain for the St. Louis Park Orioles. Ross on the far side, McCabe and Ewald on the near sideline. Nathim remains in the backfield. And the keeper, or Nathim, gets the ball, gets across midfield down to the 47-yard line.
That might be your magic potion for the evening. Hand off to Nathim.
Yeah, and the Orioles with good blocking that time, and Nathim able to get into the secondary, and a first down for the Orioles.
And they've been moving the ball well. You take away that interception, one big mistake, but their other plays, they were marching downfield.
Now trips to the far side with Davenport, Ewald, and Ross. Ellingson back to pass, throws too high. That was intended for Davenport.
Kind of did a jump pass there instead of setting his feet. And that's going to hinder your accuracy.
See a couple defenders closing in on the play. It may not have been too bad of a deal that one was incomplete. I think Davenport was going to be hit fairly quickly there.
We'll bring up 2nd and 10 now.
You're going to keep trips to the far side. I'll pick another Ellingson run here. Let's see. Looks to the sidelines. give to Nathim, and Nathim gets a nice hole. Nathim on his feet and a first down for the St. Louis Park Orioles. Nice run by Sajid Nathim.
There was a big hole to the right side. Right there. You see Josh Smith and Tucker Olson really sealed the gap there. Along with Swindlehurst, excuse me.
So Orioles now have the ball at the 35-yard line. First down, 10. 10 minutes, 18 seconds left to go here in the first half.
I got to tell you, they should be sticking to the run game here. They've had great success.
And they're going to throw it, just as you say that, and it's incomplete behind the intended receiver, Ewald.
Not the best pass, but also I believe it was catchable here.
Let's take a look at this again. Good time.
It came out of his hand kind of odd, though.
Right.
I don't think he had a good grip on it.
But Ewald would like to have that one back. I think he would normally catch that football.
They've been throwing on first down. Then the theme bail him out on second down.
Four-man front. We'll see if they elect to run the theme here. And the theme, or a keeper. That's Ellingson. And Ellingson breaks to the far side. He's got a first down inside the 20-yard line.
Cut inside the defender.
Well, we have a penalty flag on the play, and this is probably going to come back.
Right there, they're going to call that holding on that little seal block. A lot of holding this year in the NFL. They're really cutting down on holding calls, and here you get one that right here when you see right there. They're going to call that for the hold. That was number 3.
Ewald.
Yep. Questionable. Dean Blandino hung up on me. I was going to ask him what he thought of that.
I think Tom Brady just stopped watching this game, too.
I would never do that for my high school. I did too, but I should do it more than that. Yeah. This is for like.
See if Orioles maybe run a quick pass on the near side again. Right now, Ellingson just has too much on his passes. He's not getting that ball down low enough, and I don't think he's setting his feet properly.
I think he's got the old Brett Favre first quarter. Remember, Favre would come out and just be launching it over his receivers' heads for the first quarter, and then he'd kind of calm down, and then he'd be the gunslinger.
Yeah, Ellingson's had a good year. We've seen him make some really good throws. He's just a little bit put too much on his throws right now here in the early going. And now it's a long 3rd and 19 for the St. Louis Park Orioles as they have the ball at the 44-yard line.
And mistakes costing him. The interception, the holding call has got him in a tough position here.
Right, takes them out of their running game, Matt, that was so successful. There's a quick pass, but that's not going to go for much.
It was a design screen, but the offensive lineman did not get over in front of the intended receiver in time. You can see they released their rushing guy. Maybe that wasn't on purpose, but they released him.
Yeah.
And I thought they were supposed to be downfield to block on that screen.
And Deontez Ross is just unable to get any extra yards after he caught that football. And it's 4th down now in a punting situation for the St. Louis Park Orioles, which brings out Ellingson as the punter. I believe back will be Joey Sorensen, number 25.
25 Sorensen back to receive the punt for the Panthers.
Hard to see the numbers on these the uniforms right now of the Panthers. Except you can right there, but you're looking from our angle.
Low line drive punt.
Yeah, there's no chance for a return on that one. That's just going to go out of bounds at the 18, 19-yard line. And we'll see Spring Lake Park comes out. And again, we have 8 minutes, 30 seconds remaining here in the first half. It's 14-0, and Spring Lake Park has yet to put the ball in the air.
Actually, I just went next door to the coach's booth. Their passing game coordinator is playing cards online. He's not even trying to draw up a play.
I think he's won 1 out of the last 3 games of solitaire, though. I think he's doing okay. So the Panthers with Dunbar, Dennis, and Orlana in the backfield.
Yeah, it is. Hopefully we can get out of there.
2 tight ends.
Keeper, Dunbar. It worked last time for the touchdown, and this time he gets up to the 30. Another 5-yard gain.
There wasn't a lot of room there, and he found room. He just found a crack and then wedged himself in it, and leg push and everything drove him forward.
Yeah, I think the Orioles are going to take a timeout here. I think the coaching staff very, very frustrated. Maybe they thought they had made some adjustments, and it did not work on that first down play. Coaches, you could see
Zach Dunbar maneuvering in those tight spaces very well, making great decisions, when to hand off, when to keep it, when to pitch it outside. Kid's got moxie.
Yeah, until you can get Spring Lake Park to throw the football, you just got to load the box. You got to just keep bringing people in. Hopefully you can get the gap.
There's nothing surprising about what they're going to do. They've ran 3 or 4 variables off the same play, essentially.
Next game for St. Louis Park Orioles will be at Orono on Friday, September 27th. They play Chanhassen October 4th and come back home on October 11th to play De La Salle. I believe we'll be covering that one. That's what it's all about, having some fun, coming out to the game.
It is a humid September evening. I still see kids with sweatshirts on. I don't know what they're doing, but they're having a good time. I'm guessing you're going to see a run here, Bruce.
Right, again, Dennis and Orlana in the backfield. Dunbar under center.
Dunbar keeps it.
Yep. Good tackle made that time by number 10. That's Tony Stadler.
Tackle by number 10, Stadler for the Orioles.
3rd and 1. This would be a great time to launch one deep. I say with my tongue in my cheek.
Brings up 3rd and short for the Panthers.
Be a good time to force a fumble if you're St. Louis Park.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. Great ball handling by Spring Lake Park.
Yeah, sometimes the ball in this warm, humid temperature gets a little wet, and it's going to be a quarterback keeper right up the middle, first down, Dunbar.
2 yards. He just finds whatever hole there is and leans in. This time he went to the left. You see the center got an easy release. He was looking to block linebackers.
Brought down by number 58, Farrell. For the Orioles, first down Panthers.
Great job by the Spring Lake Park offensive line. Lamon, Ward, Curtis, Amundsen, and Holm.
The Orioles defense graduated some really good players. Dario Lopez Barrera, one of them. There's a keeper again, Dunbar.
He doesn't want to go down. He's having fun out there.
But his goal is to get 5 yards. He only had 4 at that point, and so he kept going, churning, and he made it to about 6 yards. So.
That Orioles D got to be sucking some wind at this point. They've been on the field for a lot of plays. Zach Dunbar orchestrating a great run offense here.
Keeper Dunbar. Dunbar, and the Orioles just can't bring him down.
He's shifty, and every little shoulder fake he does, the Orioles D is biting on it, whether they think he's going to option or not. He just kind of shimmies.
Yeah, watch here. He looked like he was going to maybe pitch it, but instead Ewald went for the pitch instead of the quarterback, and that allowed Dunbar to get the extra yardage.
And they're trying to arm tackle him, and he's just running right through him. 70s night in the student section, apparently, on the Spring Lake Park side.
Spring Lake Park is doing a great job running the football. Dennis is going to go all the way untouched down the left sideline for a touchdown of 48 yards.
Number 4, Dennis.
Wow. I'm going to go wake up that passing game coordinator and tell him he can go home. And this time he did hand off. They had a little handoff to Dennis. We haven't seen that play. Normally Dennis is going around on the option.
So Solorio, who's already kicked 2 extra points, will go for his third here.
It's 70s night over on the opposing sideline, and they might get 70 before the night's over.
And a good kick.
So Spring Lake Park has been grinding 5 yards, 5 yards, 5 yards, 5 yards, and then they get to about the 40-yard line and pop a big one. 3 straight drives.
And the Oriole offense has moved the ball, but they've got nothing to show for it, Matt.
Yeah, they've got to, their success has been on the run game. On the passing game, they've had penalties, they've had interception, they've had overthrows. I think they got to take a page from the book of Spring Lake Park and just try to grind out some runs here, get a touchdown. We got 5.5 minutes before the end of the half, or beginning of the half.
Yeah, biggest crowd of the year. You want to give them something to cheer for, and it'd be great to put something on the board here before the end of the half.
Give us some hope.
Davenport and Nathim back. This one's going to be fielded by Nathim. Nathim
He's got a head of steam.
Across the 40, there he goes. Nathim down the sideline. 30, 20, he's gone.
Oh, baby. Just what the doctor ordered. 99 yards and a cloud of dust.
Sergeant Nathim with a great return, and we're going to take a look at this one again. Fielded that ball deep in his own territory at the 5-yard line.
He got touched there, and that was the last time anybody. Oh,
that was a great little fake to the inside. Only one player to beat. And Nathim down the sidelines. And that was something to cheer about.
The Orioles needed it. They got to get some momentum back. The only thing I'll say is now they got to put that defense on the field, and they're still gassed. Explosive.
So Moot will attempt the extra point. Bad snap. And this one's gone for naught. St. Louis Park is only like 2 for 6 so far in extra points. Make that 2 for 7.
I'm surprised with that percentage they haven't gone for 2 more often. And that one, the snap skipped about 5 feet in front of the holder. Nothing he could do. Now St. Louis Park has got to get the D together. They got to get their rally caps on. They got to figure a way to stop this run game.
Maybe just try an onside kick and get the ball back if you can.
Strategery, Bruce, I like it. The crowd is back pumped up. I like all this St. Louis Park gear. I'm seeing like St. Louis Park overalls, baseball jerseys, bandanas, golf hats. Crowd wearing it proud.
St. Louis Park will kick off here from the 40-yard line, and another low squibber. Touched, fumbled by number 11.
That'll work.
Yeah, for Spring Lake Park, that was Nolan Tuomi.
And right now, can the Orioles figure the key to stopping the run game? And really, they've got to drive, they've got to hit with their shoulders. These arm tackles aren't cutting it. I mean, they're right there most of the time and just getting drugged forward for 5, 6, 7 yards. The Panthers are great at finding that little seam and operating in small spaces.
Dunbar under center. He keeps it himself. This is Dunbar looking for an opening, and he's pulled down at the 29-yard line.
This time there's a flag down, so you might see a hold there.
Well, that would be a break for St. Louis Park if they can get Spring Lake Park back to where they have a long situation, because they have not thrown the ball yet. We can't say they haven't been able to throw the ball. They just haven't thrown the football.
They're going to call a hold right there.
Illegal block.
I think that was on 20, if I'm not mistaken.
Still first down.
So a 10-yard penalty, first down for Spring Lake Park at the 15-yard line. So furthest that they've been pinned back. Yeah.
Yep, and now you'll get to see, well, they did have a 95-yard drive on their second drive, but you're going to see this is their first long yardage situation. I'm guessing they're going to run still, but should be challenging.
There's a reverse.
One man to beat.
Wetzel, and he gets
and
beat.
He's going to get going.
And caught from behind. Short of the first down, but a big gain. That was Wetzel.
It was Jacob Johnson coming in for the tackle, but after about a 19-yard gain.
Brought down by number 4, Johnson, for the Orioles.
Very close to the first down, so a 19-yard gain by Wetzel.
Spring Lake Park's got a few plays in that playbook. They're just saving for the right time, and that was one of them. Now this is a Spring Lake Park.
They have to get the wide receivers a little bit involved in this offense, right? They haven't had an opportunity.
They're called decoys, Bruce. Decoys.
There's a pitch. Dennis breaks to the outside. He has a first down across the 45-yard line down to the 46.
He's got a quick burst after his stutter, and he's been able to get around just about anybody. You'll see it right there. And then boom, he's gone.
Well, if you watch that last play, you see the Orioles stacked up the first running back coming through. And it was a case where they just did not pick up on the option, and that's why I went for as much as it did. Injured player on the field for St. Louis Park.
I believe that's Demarion Castor, 79. Castor. And that was well down the field, and he's a big body, so I'm not quite sure what happened.
Yeah, they're right now looking at his left leg, right around the knee area. And you can see he's definitely in some pain there. Spring Lake Park coming into this game 1-2. Their losses to Robbinsdale Armstrong, who leads the conference. They lost 21-0. There's a good sign for us. They beat Irondale 34-7. And lost to Coon Rapids 23-14.
We look at St. Louis Park's schedule now, coming off the loss to Robbinsdale Cooper last week.
Yeah, and the other loss game we covered, 23-0 to Chaska, and but beat Laconia 27-17.
On the road. Here we go, 1st and 10. Spring Lake Park hasn't thrown a pass yet, and why would they at this point? They're doing everything they want to do.
And it's only going to get easier as this game goes on, because the defense is just going to get worn down with
I think they're already worn down, Bruce. But a good stop there, and now we got some flags. I think we got unsportsmanlike conduct somewhere. Maybe a little extra blocking after the whistle.
Let's see what that's against Spring Lake Park. I heard one of the parents say 88, which would be Trey Toner III. Let's see if we can see number 88 here at the end of the play.
Right there.
There it is, yep.
So again, it's going to put Spring Lake Park in a long yardage situation, 1st and 20.
And you know they say finish your block, but that was not the right kind of play. So.
Yeah, you can't push the guy who's sitting on his back.
Are we going to see Spring Lake Park put one up this? Yeah. This is where Dunbar likes to take it for about 10 or 15. Let's see. No, back to pass Dunbar.
Rolling to his
and
left.
Now he's going to cut up inside, and he's taken down by the Orioles. About the 37-yard line, and St. Louis Park will take a timeout with 3:07.
Number 7, Dunbar, run down by number 38.
Very short gain. He's rolling to his left. Interesting to do with a right-handed quarterback who doesn't throw all that often. I think the St. Louis Park coaches out there saying, why was that only a 10-yard penalty on the unsportsmanlike? But I believe they're doing it from the spot of the foul, and there was a gain on that play.
Well, St. Louis Park coaching staff must have some confidence here, Matt, that they're hoping that they can stop Spring Lake Park, because they called a timeout with 3:07 to go here. And 2nd and 19. Still, we've seen 19 yards picked up fairly easily by Spring Lake Park in this game. So hopefully St. Louis Park can come up with some big plays here, get the ball back.
On offense, they've had success moving the ball. It's been mistakes that stalled their drives.
Dunbar's pitch to Dennis, and Dennis pushes his way down to the 47-yard line. Gets about half of it back, has about 8, and it's going to bring up 3rd down. Another
about 8 yards.
8 yards, yeah.
So now you can see the first long 3rd down situation for Spring Lake Park. Are they going to air it up?
I think you probably see the same type of play.
Yeah, Dennis is their big play threat. Coming in the game, average 7.4 yards a carry.
But watch for Caleb Skelly. Caleb Skelly, the leading receiver, averages 25 yards per catch. He is lined up on the near sideline. And Dvorak will be going up against him. Here's the throw to Skelly, and he drops the football.
It's a well-thrown ball.
And it would have been a 1st down, so.
Nice throw.
And the punting team will come on, which we wanted to be able to announce the punter's name in this game.
Right through the hands of Skelly there. Good throw by the quarterback.
Evan Fedorovicius, the punter.
Fedorovicius.
Davenport. Is that Dvorak back there too? So Davenport and Dvorak. It's a fake.
And if he gets around, he's going to go for a long way.
That is a 1st down and more.
And again, they got to play for every situation.
Orlana with the ball carrier.
Well played. And the lead blocker there even missed his guy, and it didn't matter. about 27 yards on the fake punt.
Yeah, nice call by Spring Lake Park. They felt like they maybe had this game somewhat in hand and wanted to keep that offense on the field here at the end of the half. And still 1:59 to go and 3 timeouts for Spring Lake Park.
Yeah, perfect world. They pop it in here right at the end of the half.
Wide open.
Maybe they're going to score right now.
Yeah, that's Wetzel inside the 5-yard line down to the 2.
And Dunbar, he's thrown some nice passes here. He's only had 3 attempts, but 2 of them have been right on the money.
First down, Captain.
And they are doing whatever they want to do. They got 3-yard line, 1st and goal. They're going to run that clock down another 10, 20 seconds.
Right, St. Louis Park will not use a timeout here to try and get the ball back.
They want to catch their breath on D. They want that 10, 20 seconds.
Keeper and an easy touchdown for Dunbar.
He just walked it in.
Dunbar into the end zone for it.
You got to think there's some deflation on the Orioles side there.
Dunbar's 2nd touchdown of the game. Yeah, St. Louis Park had him with 2nd down and long, 19 yards to go. And again, a great job by Spring Lake Park, and then the fake punt. And now they march into for a touchdown.
Great play call.
Another extra point that is good. Solorio.
So homecoming not going as expected for St. Louis Park. The run game for Spring Lake Park rumbling all over them, and then they've mixed in a couple passes in the 2nd quarter.
Well, let's see if they kick away from Sajid this time.
He's been their bright spot. He's cracked a couple decent runs, and of course the 95-yard kickoff return.
St. Louis Park will get the ball back. There's 1:20 remaining here in the first half. 28-6, Spring Lake Park with the lead. 1 timeout left for the Orioles, 3 timeouts left for the Panthers.
They get good field position. You might see him try to pop a couple passes.
See the strong leg. Nathim. And he tries to get to the near side. Breaks 1 tackle, and Nathim stays on his feet. And he is just fighting to try and get the Orioles back in this football game.
Good run. You got to believe if they make a comeback, he's going to be a big part of it.
For a second, it looked like he may get to the near side, but it was really a nice play by number 3 stepping up there for Spring Lake Park. That was Drew Watts, preventing Nathim from having a long run down the near sideline.
Little confusion on St. Louis Park. They brought too many men on the field.
So they have trips to the far sideline. It's a quick pass and no one there.
And I think there's a little miscommunication there. To be expected when they didn't have the right personnel on the field to start with.
Second down, Orioles.
So not much going right for the Orioles right now. Four wideouts. 1:08 remaining in the first half.
Nathim in the backfield. And this is going to be a run for Ellingson, trying to get some room. And Ellingson is brought down at the 20-yard line.
Gain of 5, not what you need when the clock's ticking and you're under a minute to go. Good coverage downfield, Spring Lake Park.
40 seconds to go. St. Louis Park with one timeout. A lot of time going off of the clock here. Nathim, he has a first down, and the clock will stop as he gets across the 35 to the 36.
And the theme's been their lone bright spot. You got to think going back, if they would have stuck with him on a few more carries.
So the Orioles should clock the ball. They should have been lined up right now. Clock the football. They didn't do it. Taking a lot of time off the clock.
20 seconds and counting right now.
Yeah, the down didn't matter. They should have just clocked the football.
He's going to launch it and picked off.
Going down the other way, number 25, Sorensen.
He's got one.
Now he's going to go out of bounds with 3 seconds to go.
We're going to see a Hail Mary here. Not the way you wanted homecoming to go.
Again, the ball's been sailing a little bit, but that was a good cut from Sorensen getting in front of the receiver.
He's one of their leading tacklers, and he made a great play there.
And didn't want to take a hit from the theme. And also got out of bounds knowing that there's still a few seconds left.
Dunbar doesn't pass much, but the couple passes we've seen, he's been accurate.
Watch a pass to the near corner. We got Kelly. Orioles. Back to pass. They throw for Kelly. He's got the size, but oh, he almost did catch it at the 10, but time will run out. So
it was the little just chuck it up and hope your receiver makes a play.
So here's how the half ends.
There's another 84 that used to make that play all the time. That one's just a little short.
Good defense by Hager on the play. Or Ross. So 28-6, we're homecoming. We're going to stay up here at homecoming, I believe. I think they're going to have the royalty being announced here at halftime. I think I have that on my phone here. We'll bring it to you. So while we're waiting, Matt, for St. Louis Park, there a couple things. We saw good things on the ground game for St. Louis Park, but they got themselves in long situations, so they weren't able to continue to run the ball, and they had to put the ball up in the air. Looked like Aaron was having trouble really getting the football to, and maybe it's warm weather or something, but he's not getting a lot on his throws. They're either too high or the ball's just wobbly. You just see.
Yeah, he was doing jump passes. He wasn't setting his feet. You could see a couple times it just came out of his hand wrong. And so their passes were sailing there in the passing game. And the run game, though, was working well.
So here's the homecoming court. We'll let the announcers hear this.
We will start with the court gentlemen. First introducing Jacob Brown. Rafe Colvin. Chris Diffley. Patrick Jerf. Ryan Erickson. Sam Sietsema. And Colin Weingarts. And now our court ladies. Ava Bishop. Miriam Hope. Danae Ives. Zara Mohammed. Lily Rostal. Aaliyah Schumann. Alicia Thomas. Our homecoming king, Tobias Davenport Jr. And our homecoming queen, Hattie Kugler.
So congratulations to
All right,
all the
more
courts
round of
and
applause
the homecoming
for our
queen,
homecoming court.
Hattie Kugler, and homecoming king, Tobias Davenport Jr. And we'll have more football coming up shortly.
We are there, day one, with baby names and a gift that lasts a lifetime. We are there as you grow, protecting you and those you love. And we are there as you start your next chapter. We are with you through life's journey. We are Social Security, securing today and tomorrow. Get to know us at socialsecurity.gov.
Bruce Over along with Matt Cedar, homecoming year 2019. 28-6. Spring Lake Park is spoiling the Oriole homecoming so far in the first half.
Well, you wouldn't know it if you're down in the crowd or by the concession stands. Everybody's still fired up. They're jumping up and down. They got their yellow and black on. They're not giving up. So, Bruce, I'm telling you, don't give up.
St. Louis Park will receive to start the second half. Spring Lake Park coming out a little bit late onto the field.
They're probably just cramping up from all that running game. They've pounded the ball that first half. Only 3 pass attempts, and that wasn't until it was already 21-6.
I think the referee giving them a warning right now that they need to get out on the field.
I can't believe they were talking that much strategy in the locker room. I think it's run up the middle, run to the outside.
Fake a punch.
Yeah.
Get a first down.
Oh,
Well, for the Orioles, it'll be interesting to see if they can establish a running game. They looked like they were able to do that at some point in the first half. And then Ellingson just needs to get back under control the way he has throughout the season. And I think he'll hopefully have a good second half for them.
Yeah, if they're going to pass the ball, they got to get him 1 or 2 easy completions, get him back in the mode of quarterback, throwing the ball logically and efficiently.
Well, Nathim is really fighting just to try and get towards the 20-yard line, and he's been a workhorse for the Orioles, and he's had a good first half.
Yeah, you got to believe if they're going to make a comeback, it's going to be pounding him. He had a couple big runs in the first half, 95-yard kickoff return, which is the only score for the Orioles. He's been their lone bright spot, and he'll be part of any comeback.
So the Orioles will start on offense. Ellingson comes out to lead the Orioles, starting from deep in their own territory at the 18-yard line.
They want to get something going, keep the defense off the field, and get some points on the board, give them some hope as they go through the second half.
Davenport sets up on the right side. 4 wideouts. Ellingson, he's going to throw.
That one sailed to his right.
Number 6, Ellingson pass intended for number 2, Davenport, crossing the lead.
That was intended for the homecoming king, Tobias Davenport. We saw him at halftime give the big bow, and there was just out of his reach.
Yeah, again, we've seen just too much on the throws from Ellingson in the first half.
And they've been passing a lot on first down. It's put them in a 2nd and 10 every single time.
There's a handoff to Nathim.
Number 7, Nathim on the carry for the Orioles.
Good job there, wrapping him up, gain tackles.
Again, you know, it would have been great to see Nathim running on first down, second down, and third down, see if they could get that first down. But now they're faced with third down long and maybe a passing situation.
They finally won a game after the year.
And you're right, Bruce. Now they might be forced to pass, and that has not been their strong suit this game.
When a lot of their passes have been more east to west, not downfield. Trips to the far side.
And Ellingson for the year came into this game 51.4% completion percentage, but he's been much below that this game.
Ellingson, he's going to run. He's got a lot of room.
He's got room.
Ellingson cuts to the near side across the 30, 35, and he's upended at the 37-yard line.
They had a lot of downfield patterns they were running. Panther secondary was chasing them, and that left the whole middle of the field wide open.
And you can see Tuomi finally comes up and puts his head down, gets the tackle. First down for the Orioles at the 37.
Something to build on. That's what they need now. They need some positive yardage. They need first downs, and most importantly, they need points on the board.
Yeah, their one touchdown came on special teams, so they have not gotten an offensive touchdown yet so far in this football game. There's a quarterback, throws, and there again, too high for Ewald.
And that was high, but Ewald had it in his hands. Not an easy catch, but they're just sailing. He didn't have his feet set.
And the ball looked like it was gaining trajectory on that. Instead of coming down, it looked like it was heading upward. And not to say that your receiver could not have made that catch.
So another first down incompletion puts us at 2nd and 10.
Back to pass again, Ellingson. Now he steps in.
He wants to run.
Right.
There's guys right there, though. Darius Robinson in on the tackle. Panthers with a nickel D. They had 5 defensive backs and a good pass rush there.
Yeah, for 1 second, Ellingson looked like he was maybe contemplating. He wasn't across the line if he could throw the football, but then just tucked it in and ran.
Eric Brosh, the defensive end, got in there, kind of flushed him out of the pocket.
So a third down long, trips to the far side, and we get a couple players jumping. I think this will be encroachment on the defense.
This is the who points their finger first and see that the ref buys their story.
Referees conferring with each other, and offsides.
So that'll put this in a 3rd and manageable situation.
Here's a situation where you need 5 yards. You may look at it for the way this game is going right now that it's 4 down territory for the Orioles. So they have 2 downs to get 5 yards.
Yeah, and your best playmaker, Nathim,
I'd say give him the football.
figure a way to get him. And there he is.
Oh, he trips.
He came around the corner and he slipped. He didn't plant his foot.
So the Orioles are going to line up quickly here. They're going to go for it.
And he just lost his footing. He didn't get touched. Bold move. Orioles know they got to make a move. They might be going for the old draw him off sides again, though.
Well, you can see the Panthers have stacked the line. No room for the Orioles to run up the
I
middle.
think the coach is giving a signal just to go with the play.
Nathim trying to get outside as a first down. Turns the corner, gets across the 50 down to the 48.
Nice little burst there. Made one guy miss and got around 13.
Stepped out of bounds at the 49-yard line. Orioles keep the drive alive.
When you're the left side linebacker there, you've got to contain, and nobody kept him from going outside.
So first down, is it another passing play? Oh, you're gonna run Ellingson. Ellingson keeps it, gets.
And you got to think he should have handed off to Nathim that time. The defensive end was burrowing in on the QB. And I think Nathim would have had an open road.
Short gain on the play. Second down to 9.
Second down, 9 yards to go for the St. Louis Park Orioles. They trail by 22 points. 8:09 to go here in the third quarter. Davenport comes in motion to the near side. And now the handoff, Nathim. And you can see Spring Lake Park doing a better job right now.
Good containment, short gain, going to bring up a 3rd and long.
Well, we saw Spring Lake Park being able to run the ball, and we said, okay, well, St. Louis Park's going to have to bring more players up into the line. Well, St. Louis Park has been unable to complete passes, so now Spring Lake Park is stacking the middle of the line, and St. Louis Park is now having a little bit of trouble running the football. Again, you have to be able to complete passes to open up the running game.
Yeah, their cornerbacks have stayed on those wideouts. They had a couple interceptions this game.
Ewald in motion, high snap.
Pressure.
Ellingson, now he throws, incomplete.
It was Blaine Cooper putting the pressure on him for the Panthers.
Ewald is shaken up on the play.
Back across his body.
Oh, right in the hands.
And 3, Ewald took one right in the breadbasket. Hopefully just knocked the wind out of him. It's one of the worst feelings in the world, but it goes away quick.
And I have to say, that was a good throw by Ellingson. That was one of his better throws. Just player sort of was laid out a little bit there.
He heard the footsteps. Bottom.
So they 10 to Ewald on the field. Take a look at the standings. Oh, Paul, got that right on cue. Suburban White Conference, Chaska 2-0, 3-0 overall. St. Louis Park 1-1, along with Chanhassen and Waconia. Bloomington Jefferson 0-2.
How do you see this shaping up as the season goes on, Bruce?
I think we're going to probably see the same thing here. I think Chaska is really the favorite in this conference. I think St. Louis Park has beaten Waconia. I think Chanhassen may jump up a little bit. I think Jefferson and St. Louis Park are probably pretty close to the bottom 2 teams, and we'll see what happens. St. Louis Park has an opportunity to beat De La Salle, I think, this season. I think Bloomington Jefferson is a winnable game for the Orioles. And, Chanhassen, that should be a fun matchup here in a couple weeks. Orono is coming up as well, and Orono has had some tough games this year. They have not looked very good, according to what I've heard.
So after Chaska, you're saying it's wide open.
I think it is. I think, they got Chaska out of the way. You have Cooper, that was a really tough team, and Spring Lake Park, and then you've got Orono, Chanhassen, De La Salle, and Bloomington Jefferson. Those are all games that St. Louis Park can compete in. They have to play better.
Interesting formation here. I didn't mean to cut you off, but look at that. I don't know what's going on.
Well, you got a punter that can throw the football, too.
I would have rushed the punter there. I would have put like 4 guys on the punter.
That's a good punt. Down to the 6-yard line.
Were they doing that earlier in the year? Have you seen that one?
I have not.
Punt is down at the 7-yard line.
You remember a few years ago, the Colts tried that against, I believe, the Patriots. And then they came up to the line of scrimmage on a 4th and 1 like they were going to run it, and it ended miserably. Much better return on investment for the Orioles.
Well, it's the first opportunity here for the Panthers here in the second half. 6:51 remaining here in the third quarter.
They forced a punting situation on Spring Lake Park's last possession, although Spring Lake Park converted a fake punt. Good stuff there.
Yeah, Orellana was
Number 20 on the carry for the Panthers.
taken down right away, and that's
Alex Hager right in there and dropped it.
that may be the first time that the Orioles have really stuffed the run in this football game so far.
Yeah, Spring Lake Park's been able to find those cracks and fall forward, seem like 4 or 5, 6 yards every time. Great stop that time by Hager in the defense.
And the give this time is Dennis. Stacked up by the Orioles. Good job.
Now you got a 3rd and long, deep in your own territory.
Number 4, Dennis on the carry for the Panthers.
Zach Dunbar,
Number 33.
he's 1 for 3 on completions. Had 1 drop pass.
Vegas Ellis did a great job defensively stopping that play.
Now you could get some momentum. You stop them here, you get a punt, you're going to have good field position. You get a score, and you're right back in the game.
See if Dunbar will keep the football this time. Had a lot of success. He does. Dunbar cuts to the near
He's getting
sideline.
blocking downfield, too.
Yeah, he has a first down as he gets out to the 29-yard line.
He's got great vision when he turns that corner. He sees things before they're happening, where his guys are going to be, and little seams where he can cut back on the
You
defenders.
see the Orioles are tackling the wrong player on the option, and a good job by Dunbar tucking that ball back in and running it.
So 3rd and long, they run an option there and get the first down.
DeMario Kaja in the backfield.
Henry Dennis with the carry right up the middle, 6 yards. Hard running.
Yeah, just like no one ever thought of like, oh, we should play this.
Big uglies in the middle of the line. Your center, Chris Curtis. Left and right guard, Jacob Ward and Eric Emonson. They've been moving some bodies this game.
So we have Kaja and Henry in the backfield. Dunbar under center. And the give
There's
is Henry.
Dennis.
Henry breaks one tackle, gets to the
He gets
far
a
side.
downfield block.
That was a great block, and Henry gets inside the 20, close to the 15-yard line. And a good job for Henry holding on to the football at the end of that play.
He's their big play guy. Came into the game averaging over 7 yards a carry. Took it there, right up the middle. Couple cuts, made a guy miss, pushes a guy around. Blake Remy was downfield blocking for him.
I'm not sure if Orellana has been hurt, but he's not in the game.
It was hard to believe like, a couple days ago they got
He was a workhorse early.
Yeah, that's Kaja who gets the carry.
Number 28 on the carry for the Panthers. But number 10, Stadler for the Orioles.
And they're happy to grind it out. You could see
In a 5-on play,
offensive line just pushing guys. That was Amundsen and Horn, the guard and tackle on the right side, just pancaking guys.
Well, Orellana back in the game along with Henry. And this is a keeper by Dunbar, gets outside, fights towards the goal line, and he is going to be just short of the goal line.
number 7, Dunbar on the carry for the Panthers.
He wiggles through some tight spaces.
First down, Panthers.
You can see good blocking on the outside.
Right there, he's at the 6, and he just finds a little, ducks his head in and dives down to the 1.
That's where Dunbar likes to just take it right up the middle. We'll see from this 1-yard line.
Behind that offensive line, that's been open all day. 2 yards up the middle. You can see the gap right there. He's going to go left to right. Oh, he hands it off.
Orellana's first touchdown.
And I don't think he was touched. Again, right side of that line.
The Spring Lake Park team has really improved a lot from last week, where they struggled running the ball against Coon Rapids. And this game, they're able to run at will against the St. Louis Park Orioles.
Tight end on that one, also pushing in. Extra point is good. That's going to make it 35-6 Spring Lake Park. 2 minutes and 23 seconds left in the third. Great student crowds on both sides tonight.
It really is, and that's so much fun homecoming night. I mean, it's just funny that you just don't get these kind of crowds throughout the season, but St. Louis Park still draws fairly well, but you can see tonight, and partially because the weather is so beautiful, you can watch this game in short sleeves, which doesn't happen too often in the last couple weeks of September. So. I think game we did a couple weeks ago, it got pretty cool by the time the game ended, and here it's hot as can be. You got the humidity still there. It's been a fairly clean played game with not too many turnovers, not that many penalties really in this football game, Matt.
Yeah, it's went quick with the running of Spring Lake Park chewing up the clock.
This one was touched by the Orioles.
It just trickled along the sideline there. Everyone waiting for it to go to bounds, but it never did.
Yeah, you can see that Spring Lake Park is cognizant of the theme. They don't want to give him the football, so they try and squib it. And if he is going to pick it up, it's going to be a lot tougher to pick up. So.
They'll give him the ball at the 20, the 30, 35, force him into a long drive, wear out the clock, and hopefully, if you're Spring Lake Park, they'll move away.
Orioles trying to give this homecoming crowd something to cheer about here in the second half. See if they can get a drive going here. Ellingson.
Their offense has got to start blocking. And I still say you stay with that run game. Run game's the most successful. You can break off some big chunks and kind of hurry it up.
Has a misdirection, and Nathim gets about 3 on the play.
They're going to run it, and they should get back up. Quick play, get up to the line, snap it. They need points.
Second down, 7. Got Davenport and Dvorak on the near side.
With the pistol formation.
Ellingson tries to step into the pocket, and he goes down at the 20-yard line.
Good pass rush that time. They forced him to step up in the pocket, and the center of that defensive line, nose guard, Andrew Pacall, was also pushing his guy around. Number 42, Darius Robinson was right in there as well.
So, Matt, now it's a 3rd and 10 in a passing situation for the Orioles.
The leading wideout on the year was McCabe Dvorak. We haven't called his name much tonight. Let's see if they get something going.
Trips to the near side. Back to pass under pressure. And again, you can see Ellingson tried to step up in through the rush, but was unable to do so. And a good job by Spring Lake Park on that series, putting pressure on Ellingson.
Yeah, great pass rush again. When they know it's a passing down, they're coming all out. 4 guys, they're not blitzing, they're just putting 4 guys rushing the passer, and they're getting to the quarterback.
Yeah, Spring Lake Park's going to have great field position now as Orioles force the punt fairly deep in their own territory. It's going to be Ellingson punting. Sorensen will be standing at about the 45-yard line of St. Louis Park.
Well, I'm all out of state fair foods to talk about in that 4th quarter, Bruce, so
We'll figure out a good subject. 35-6, we're through 3 quarters of play here from St. Louis Park. We'll be back in just a minute.
New message.
Your social security number has been suspended. If you do not contact us, your account will be deactivated.
Scammers are aggressive when they contact a potential victim. Social Security Administration employees will never threaten you for information or promise benefits in exchange for information. In those cases, the call is fraudulent and you should just hang up. Don't provide any personal or financial information to these thieves. Call the Social Security Fraud Hotline at 1-800-269-0271.
Get a good look at the crowd here. Homecoming, 35-6, Spring Lake Park, the lead. High snap.
high snap.
In the end
Bad
zone.
news.
Yep, it's a touchdown for Spring Lake Park.
Wow. And you had said earlier they had not converted a lot of extra points. We saw the bad snap on the extra point, and we saw a real bad long snap there.
All right, Matt, you know, this isn't necessarily such a bad thing. The game's a little bit out of hand, and the fans want to see some offense here. So now St. Louis Park will get the ball back on offense, see if they can get the crowd fired up. I'm not saying that you want to see something like this happen, but again, St. Louis Park would have been pinned back.
That was 23, Jacob Fritz, that recovered the ball in the end zone.
Sometimes I'm not, sometimes I'm not. It could be.
Extra point here will make it 42-6.
I mean, I don't know if you, I mean, I'm not trying to say this in a bad way, but what St. Louis Park will have an opportunity to do now is get their offense back on the field and try and get the offense, more time to have the football and see if they can get something going offensively.
Maybe just work on that passing game so in the upcoming weeks
And
they can have a little more confidence.
And that's what I'm saying. It's not about the score right now. It's really about, is St. Louis Park, can we see some positive things happening? Can they work on things that they've had trouble with in the first half that maybe they can improve on here, and which will help them in weeks to come, as you said.
Yeah, and we've seen some fluidity on offense. We've seen some good things. Just every drive, there's the one thing that kind of stalls them, and that's what they've got to work on, is being able to put together a full drive or 2 drives and get the offense flowing.
You know, if you're St. Louis Park crowd, you don't want to see the Spring Lake Park offense running the ball for another 5 minutes. We want St. Louis Park to get the football back and see if we can get something going here. Tough way, though, to start the 4th quarter.
Yeah, that one play in, just like that happened one play into the 2nd quarter, they had the fake punt.
Look at Nathim as he gets it out to the 26, 27-yard line. Those are tough balls to field, too. Watch this as you see the roll on it. Nathim does a good job picking it up.
The sideways roll. I hear a lot of coaches that always say, like, when it's bobbling down on the ground, just jump on it. Well, you know, when you jump on it, it squirts out too. So you got to get your hands on it.
I think Ewald was shaken up earlier. He's out, and looks like Ezekiel Oppegard taking his spot as a wide receiver here in the trips to the far side.
Aaron Ellingson wants to get something going. Nice pass to the outside. That's his leading receiver, Dvorak.
Yeah, and that's probably the best offensive play they've had from a passing standpoint, and a really good throw by the quarterback. You see Ellingson had time too.
Nice play.
And again, you're able to pass the ball a little bit, may open up the running game for them.
That's one of the first down passes they've completed. So.
Here's the theme.
Number 7, the team on the carry. Brought down by number 28 for the Panthers.
And again, you can see that the Panthers have done a little bit better job here adjusting in the second half too. Kaja did a good job stepping in and making the tackle on the theme.
Yep, Tiomi was in there as well. Spring Lake Park happy to just let him run it 4 or 5 yards.
There's the theme bounces. The theme stays on his feet. Look at the theme. He knows where he needs to get to the stick, and he may have the first down. If not, it may just be a nose short.
Good hard running. He's still in the game. He's still playing hard.
Penalty flag. Bring this one back.
Let's see how far they bring it back. Well, if they're going from the line of scrimmage. So another mistake costing the Orioles here. Kind of been the story of their offense in this game. It's going to bring up 2nd and 12. 9 minutes and 50 seconds left. 4th quarter.
So 2nd down and 12, and we're gonna get timeout by the Orioles.
So the coach is gonna go in there and just talk about what you just said, Bruce. Let's get something going.
Matt?
We see the Spring Lake Park schedule coming up. Going to chalk up a W this week, more than likely. They'll be 2-2 as they head to Hopkins.
Yeah, Hopkins a little weaker, I think, this season. So I think good opportunity for Spring Lake Park to win that game. I'm not too sure. I haven't really followed North St. Paul or Forest Lake, but I would think that Spring Lake Park, if they are starting to improve as the season goes on, they have a good chance in a number of those games.
Yeah, Forest Lake is 0-3. Hopkins is 2-1 right now. A lot of overalls tonight. Apparently that's a thing.
Matt, at some point we'll have to post your photo of how to dress for a football game.
There you go. Glitter. Glitter is key.
Many of you may have seen Matt at the Gopher games. It's dropped.
Nice pass, great
Dvorak.
accuracy.
Right, and Dvorak wishes he would have that one back. We've seen a couple of drops so far tonight by the Oriole players, and this is just a good, perfect throw. I think.
Right through his hands, and I think he was looking ahead at the safety.
You see Ewald's back in the game. That's a good thing for St. Louis Park.
He must just have the normal gloves on instead of the normal wide receiver gloves that everything sticks to.
3rd and long for the Orioles. Ellingson, he's got pressure, steps up. He's going to run it, breaks one tackle, gets across the 50 to 49. And not St. Louis Park will probably elect to go for it here from the 49-yard line.
It's going to be a 4th and 2, and that was a great little dance on the sideline by Ellingson.
Yeah, 4 down territory when you trail by 36 points.
Got to believe they're going to give it to the theme here.
We're in running time too right now, Matt. 35-point differential.
8:05 and counting.
Well, there's a first down for the Orioles.
I don't know why I'm clapping, but yeah, nice. I'm always rooting for the underdog.
Offsides on the defense. Yeah, penalties enough for
It's not about what the score is, it's who scores last. If the Orioles can score last year and get the crowd something to cheer about here.
First and 10 now.
Back to pass, Ellingson steps up and he runs it to about the 38-yard line where his knee hits the ground.
Those ends have been coming around on the high side, and that's caused Ellingson to always try to step in the pocket. Sometimes he sees a gap like right there.
He didn't get a good block from the official that time. That was unfortunate.
Yeah.
Quick throw, it's complete. Davenport breaks one tackle. Davenport gets a few more yards as he gets down to the 23-yard line.
First down for the homecoming king.
You can see good arm strength by some good throws over the middle now by Ellingson.
Ellingson has settled down. In the second half, he's made good throws.
Yeah, those are the balls that were sailing in the first half. And the give is to Nathim.
Grabbing him by the back of the jersey, and they might call a horse collar on that one.
That was a football game, right?
Referee's talking, trying to weed this one out.
They're making deliberate decisions. Half the distance. So 6:47 to go in the fourth, 42-6. And they're calling that a horse collar. He's grabbing the jersey, but maybe grabbing a little high. If you remember our last game, we had a couple jersey grabbers, but they grabbed the bottom of the jersey.
Right. Interesting call, maybe high school rules, you can't grab the jersey like that, but it didn't look like they got him up high enough to where it would be a horse collar.
Trying to prevent injury.
False start.
Gotta be a false start.
Offsides on the offense.
That'll move it from a 1st and 10 to a 1st and 15, pretty much from the 15-yard line. Would appear they could get a first down just inside the goal line.
Or at the inside the one, you got it.
Close enough. Although now they're putting down the down marker, so maybe it is 1st and goal.
Quick throw, complete, and
there's Dvorak.
There we go. Now the crowd has something to cheer about, and I'm going to even clap for that one.
There's
a
Dvorak.
nice fake. Yeah.
A sizzler.
And you got the great size that Dvorak has, and he's able to step his way into the end zone. Dvorak Jr., and so he's got another year back.
This was a great little pass.
You see a great catch, too. Got that ball, was a little bit thrown behind him, and Dvorak with great hands able to because now Orioles go for 2.
And even though it was behind him, he's able to catch it and keep his momentum, stay running, and get that touchdown. Now a little razzle-dazzle.
And what a nice play.
Ellingson catches the 2-point conversion.
2-point conversion is good.
So watch this again as you'll see Ewald coming around in, looks, throws, perfect pass.
It's going to make it 42-14, 6 minutes, 10 seconds left. And some good news for the Orioles.
See, that's what I was saying. You know, you had that blocked, or you had the bad snap on the punt, touchdown for Spring Lake Park, but it gave the Orioles the ball back, a chance to come down the field and give this Oriole crowd something to cheer about.
Yeah, get your offense going. Work on that passing game, get Ellingson some confidence.
See if Spring Lake Park maybe bring another quarterback into the game here in the 4th quarter. You know, the clock stops too now. It's not running time. 28 points. It's under 35.
You're going to miss your plane to Vegas.
Onside kick, a little short, but fielded by Spring Lake Park.
Don't believe they didn't get they got the one big bounce, but you hope you get another one. And Spring Lake Park sits on it.
See if we have a new quarterback in here.
Still looks like Dunbar. Oh, I take it back.
Number 9 for Spring Lake Park, and that's Clausen. Aaron Clausen, number 9.
He's got the same build as Dunbar. Strapping young lad. Get him some snaps.
Second down.
Quarterback keeper,
Number 9.
Clausen, and Clausen goes down at the 46-yard line.
Brought down by number 11.
Clausen's a sophomore. Presumably taking over next year with the graduation of Dunbar. Got the play card on his wrist.
Just a handoff for a short game. Looks like number 24, Payne.
They're happy to run down the clock. We're at 4:40 and counting.
4th down, and probably see Spring Lake Park just go for it here.
Yep. Then they're going to call timeout right before the play clock expires. Timeout, Spring Lake Park. 4:19 to go in the game.
Yeah, they had Payne and Kaja in the backfield that time, and looked over to the sideline. St. Louis Park almost looked like they were going to jump for a second there. Got back, so it wasn't encroachment. And Clausen electing to call timeout. So.
These unis, I don't remember the last time I was here at the black unis. These new this year?
I think they had them, maybe had them last year too.
Okay. I've missed a couple years.
Yeah, welcome back, Matt. Matt and I had an opportunity to do the Vanille game against De La Salle. Was that last week?
2 weeks.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Pass.
They give the sophomore a chance to pass the ball on 4th down, and he puts a nice little lob in there.
Yeah, complete to number 80. That's at Fedorovicius, punter.
Pass complete to number 80. For Panther first down.
Nice little play calls. I like the offensive play calls for Spring Lake Park today. Conservative, and then they throw a trick in there when they need it, and that's going to be a touchdown.
Now that's Payne, and look at the speed.
Aaron Payne, the junior running back,
Number 24, Payne, is in for
33 yards.
You can see this the acceleration that he had once he got through.
And this was sealing the seam right there.
No one was going to catch him.
82, DJ Omadara, tight end, pushed his guy out of the way. The guard collapsed like he's been doing all game, and boom, touchdown, 35 yards.
Extra point is up and good.
7 for 7 on extra points today.
Yeah, 7 touchdowns, 7 extra points. So take a look at this touchdown one more time. Good blocking.
Once he got past the line of scrimmage, there was nobody there to stop him.
So 3:44 remaining. St. Louis Park would like to see if they could get march in the end zone one more time tonight. Trailing by 35, so the clock will go back to running time again.
Oh, really? Well,
Tough game for homecoming. The crowd here, though, has stuck around.
Orioles with 2 timeouts left and 3:44. See if the Orioles keep Hellingston in the game or if they bring in their other quarterback.
I tell you, if he's your guy the rest of the year, I keep him in there, get some more passes in, get his confidence.
Yeah, William Dvorak is the other quarterback for the Orioles. William, a sophomore. Good head of steam for the Orioles. The theme stays on his feet. What balance. And the theme gets to the 46. Oh, that was Davenport, wasn't it?
It's your homecoming king.
Tobias, yeah. He's like, king me. He goes, I'm the king tonight. I'd like to get a touchdown, but
he was ducking and dodging.
Good effort, yeah.
He cut it back in the middle.
What I like right here is how
very elusive, and then he just kept going.
Held his balance.
So great field position.
Yep. William Dvorak in the game at quarterback. Giving the sophomore an opportunity here.
High snap. He's going to keep it.
Tough. You get into the game for your first play and you get this high snap like that, sort of throws things off a little bit. Did a good job.
Totally throws you off. Whatever you were supposed to do, all you care about is grabbing the ball and not fumbling.
Yeah, that play may have been set as a handoff to Oppegard, but Oppegard remains in the backfield. That's Oppegard. 41-yard line. Clock will continue to run. 2:24 remaining here in the fourth quarter.
Quarterback coming to the sideline to get the plays.
See if they let Dvorak put one up in the air here.
2 minutes and count.
Handoff, running out of real estate.
Tried to get to the edge, just
right.
No go there. Panther D has been pretty quick.
With 1:31 to go, the Orioles will.
That was 18, Evan McClellan pushing it to the outside.
Brady Walsh, the sophomore in the game also for the Orioles, number 19.
Spring Lake Park D tonight, great game. Couple interceptions, put pressure on the quarterback on passing plays.
The pass may have been complete, but not enough for a first down. As Oppegard hauls that one in. And it's going to be a change of possessions. 54 seconds to go. Spring Lake Park can run this one out.
I think you're going to see the victory formation.
So St. Louis Park will move to 1-3. Spring Lake Park evens their record now at 2-2. Nice road win for Spring Lake Park, the Panthers. Look at over in the stands over there, Matt. That's cool.
They got their phones out. I think they're doing the na-na-na-na, which...
There you go. Fans booing on our side. Victory formation, Matt, you called it.
Spring Lake Park will go to Hopkins next week. Hopkins 2-1 going into tonight's game.
And the St. Louis Park Orioles, Matt, who they have coming up?
They have next week Orono at Orono. Then they go to Chanhassen, come back home for De La Salle, and finish at home, Bloomington Jefferson. Couple good rivalries there.
Yeah, and Matt, I think the story of this game is just that the St. Louis Park defense had no answer to the running game for Spring Lake Park.
Yeah, Zach Dunbar did a great job orchestrating that run game. Knew when to hand it off, knew when to keep it, knew when to pitch it outside. Always found a seam. They got positive yardage for the first 3.5 quarters. I don't think they had a negative play.
I don't think I pay you enough to recap all the scoring, do I, Matt?
You don't. Everybody scored. Henry Dennis, Zach Dunbar, Dennis again. Dunbar again. It was a wild one.
So another homecoming in the books. Tough one for St. Louis Park. You know, they schedule some tough opponents sometimes on homecoming, and Spring Lake Park was that tough opponent tonight, and just overmatched the St. Louis Park Orioles.
Well, they'll take a few things, hopefully, they did today towards the end of the game. Some of those passes, the Ellingson, his passing came around second half. Build on that, hopefully next week. We'll see that passing game evolve, and they'll be more competitive.
I agree, Matt. I think Ellingson, you know, probably was frustrated with the way some of his throws went early on, but you know, it just shows the kind of player he is to regroup and make some great throws in that second half, and then Nathim, you know, what can you say about the effort that he put out tonight? And unfortunately, not in a winning situation, but gave all he had in this football game.
Yeah, he's their best playmaker. You got to figure out how to get him the ball maybe a few more times, maybe earlier in the game.
And he had a great kickoff return, 95 yards for a touchdown to give the fans something to cheer about.
Great effort by him, and again, hopefully the Orioles will come back next week, take some of those positives, build upon them to put together a win.
We got a great one. I think next week there's a good game as Benilde plays Holy Angels. So we want to, again, thank everyone for tuning in for this game, final score homecoming 2019 for the St. Louis Park Orioles. They lose this one 49-14 to Spring Lake Park. Again, on behalf of our entire crew and Matt Seedorf, I'm Bruce Overman saying so long from St. Louis Park.
Good night.